Everybody, we are once again diving into the wonderful wobbleless, that's not a good word for it. I don't know. The wonderful world of the Dawnforged company. Listen, listen, if I'm talking, we're on the rails.
Right in the grundle.
God damn it. The Wonder Trundle's Grundle? No. Alright. So, who wants to do a recap? I don't feel like it today. No.
Last time on the Dawnforged company, they got together with the meeting of the council to Kern, knowing that there would be doppelgangers in their midst. First, they needed to disarm the situation, get everyone sort of closer in proximity so that Uza could steal the spell-storing rings. They got everyone in. As they were doing this, some doppelgangers brought in some poisoned beer, which I believe Bloodscale and Ulu destroyed the beer and pretended like it was an accident. Meanwhile, Uza...
Did we ever verify if it was actually poisoned?
We haven't verified yet. We just thought it might be.
We figured. It's a safe bet.
Yeah, because it's two doppelgangers. No non-doppelgangers went and got any beer, so it's a safe bet. Or it's not a safe bet. It was just better not to risk it. So then Uza stole all the rings from them. We sang, we danced, no, we sang, and then when the signal was given, every doppelganger got freaking annihilated.
Just
by a steel wind strike from your boy
Zarek.
Oh my god.
Zarek.
Hey Zarek. And now we're kind of sitting in the aftermath of that. We were last debating bringing one of them back to life. They sort of.
Oh no.
Shake
no. Lesno said, "Gather the bodies. We're gonna ask him questions, and that's all you know."
Steel Wind Stroke is not a spell, for the record.
I didn't say stroke.
No, I was trying to look up the exacts of it.
Steel Wind Toast.
Because there was one thing about it that we
you imagine with that what is that one magical item of like change one letter in a spell.
Oh yeah.
Steel Wind Stroke, you're just giving everybody stroke.
Steel Wind Stroke, up to 5
So-
people.
So the one thing.
Giving them handies. I mean, one of the two.
One thing.
Is actually asking if anybody else smells toast.
Toast! So, in the future, one thing that we messed up about Steel Wind Strike is you have to make a melee spell attack against each target, not just one, so next time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, maybe it was a DM ruling because it was a crit.
Yeah,
It was just a cool moment, too. Like, you just fucking...
It really was.
Jeez. After Uza comes out of nowhere, downs two, and then the others just evaporate as you shimmer next to them.
Bloodscale calls Uza a kill-stealing fucktard.
Dibs was not called.
Everybody else
It
in
was
the
called
room
the moment I
is like,
sunk my
holy
axe.
cow. A lot of people just died.
Yeah. I mean, I barely got crackling fingers before everything was gone.
Alright, so let's go ahead and set the proper mood here with the atmosphere of everybody. Where the fucking thing is it? Wow, okay, we'll just use this one then. So, as this happening, everybody starts breaking out conversations left and right, everybody trying to figure out what the hell is going on. As you have just dropped 8 people out of nowhere, just got destroyed, and now there are bodies of clearly doppelgangers once their form reverts, as everybody's trying to figure out what's going on here.
5 of them were reverted before we started murdering them.
It's true. They had
3 of them.
dropped their form and stepped forward to get just brutally massacred.
Butchering a better term? I feel like butchering.
Murdering is implied without cause.
Butchering because they were just animals.
No,
No.
murders have motive.
Yeah, I think butchering is just more
Just
efficient
cause?
sounding.
Yeah,
Butchering
they were very butchered.
humanizes them in a way. They're still beings. We murdered them. That's fine.
I
You
mean,
guys gotta get over
Bloodskill might need them. We don't know.
No, I don't have any more of that potion right now. Bloodscale's just looking over at Vicer like, hey, we good? We good?
I'll give them the thumbs up.
Alright, no more killing. Cool. I'm gonna do what Mesnos told us to do, and I'm just gonna start piling the bodies. I'm gonna not pile them, but I'm gonna line them up next to each other.
Ping where you want this line.
Tuza, if he happens to have Zone of Truth prepared today.
You know what? Let me check if he does. Because he does have prepared spells.
Question.
Tuza. Alright, Tuza. Come on, low. Let's see. No, he does not. When you ask him, he's like, I do not have that. I do have augury as a ritual I could do to see if I could find Wheeler.
That
Whoa.
sound like Tuza?
You doing a business impression?
I was trying it out. It just seemed more official and seemed more serious to the situation.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did we just ruin your thing?
No, it's fine. But next time I was gonna cast protection from good, but it's fine. We don't have to. It's cool. I have blessed too, but didn't get to use that. But no, I don't.
That's a good question, Joe. Does anyone in this room have Zone of Truth?
Let me take a look. Jesus. Oh, maybe Gale.
You're just doing your due diligence, sir.
I should have seen this coming. This is pretty much all on me, so no worries. You're good.
Ratitic have it? Is he a cleric?
Ratitic is a cleric. Let me take a look at it as well. Check out Chaos since he's most likely to have it, and since he doesn't.
Oh God, could you imagine Zone of Truth at school? Did you do your homework?
I blew it off!
It would be much better. Zone of Truth in the Senate.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Okay, no. Oh, just. So I'm trying to think of.
No one for your own amusement.
So far, nobody who has I have spells prepared for has it. Let me check one other person. Oh, yep, one does. Akalis, the priest from Gond, who of the Gond Temple in Vernder, does. I do believe that I have that spell prepared for you, for many reasons, but this was not expected to be one of them.
You know, that's fair, but how many people can you get in one go?
It is a zone of sorts, so really, and he thinks about it really hard. So, like, pretty much anybody who's within the 15-foot radius of the sphere that I cast.
All right, everybody, nut to butt.
What he means to.
Did you just...
What does it mean
I'm
to
sorry!
gather around?
Sorry, it's an Eric Coker thing.
It lasts for 10 minutes. You can cycle people through. There's no reason to go nuts to butts, as you say.
Alright, let's set up a Zone of Truth just in case we need to use it.
Very bad.
If we can mark it out with a minor illusion so everyone knows where it is.
Absolutely.
Everybody's got to go through it.
Of course, yes.
If you're asked a question, you will be expected to step into the Zone of Truth. This is also true of the Dawnforged company.
And it's at this point.
To make sure that he casts it correctly. I haven't quite learned that one.
Oh yeah, no, I got that. That's not a problem at all. It's at this point, Vrees, and why should we trust that the magic of this priest of somewhat aged in years and low in stature has
Look, man, we're
the ability.
giving you, like, the ultimate anti-paranoia appeal here. We've got all the Dopplers, which
I'm saying, do you
Hey,
Do-
how about this?
do you, the Dawnforged company, vouch for this man?
Hi, can you ping him?
Okay, let's go.
Oh, from Vernder.
Yeah. He removed the curse of the doppelganger cloak before you knew it was a doppelganger cloak.
You've told this before, but if you want.
You guys received the blessing of Gone from him at one point. and he was
Tell them
he was
exactly that.
part of the council that was willing to. He was part of the council that was willing to. Hi, kid. Listen to why they shouldn't just kill the Slod in their midst.
I've known him to be a good man, and in every interaction we've had, been blessed by him, and used magical items from him. There's no reason to distrust him.
And I don't know what it would mean to you, but the god that I worship is not one of irresolute, good or evil. It is one of the gods of logic and ingenuity. Gond is the name of my god, but the assistance that I have from it is not going to act one way or another against certain things. It is not an orc god. And then the orc... What is wrong with orc gods?
Okay, we're getting off topic.
Dude, no.
Yeah. Let's get the zone of truth up.
I
and then we'll start
didn't
the-
mean any offense by that.
Freeze.
Yes.
Like, if you want, I could just stay out, and if shit goes awry, I could just cut whoever down.
Well,
Well, I just cast a circle of, on the floor. That's, what is it, 10 feet?
15.
50. All right, that's 15 foot wide. Here is the zone of truth. If you choose to trust it, we'll cast it here. If you're not worried about it, stay in the circle. If you are, stay out of it. But we need to get this meeting started. Things are going awry in Kern, and we don't have time.
Going to cast guidance on myself, do an insight check on Cleric Gond over there, and step into the area for the notice.
Perfect. Okay, go and roll your rolls for that while I look up a circle of truth.
Nice.
Doo-doo-doo.
Very nice.
Nice.
Oh, I missed the other +9. I was like, damn, that's good. +4.
There we go. I'll use this.
Reliable check.
And
Roll a
then
5, so 23.
15-foot radius. That means it's a fucking 30-foot square. Bam. That's about... No, that's not. Hold on. Fucking... Oh, no, I need it from the center of the... Oh, Jesus. Snapped a corner. 15. Okay, yeah. So... If you share any... you get the idea. Okay. Perfect. And these rolls were 19 insight plus 4, 23. You see as he reaches into his pouch and he pulls out these gears. And you see as he starts to cast, you see he mutters under his breath and he rolls, he goes over to his symbol of God, which is the cogwheel, and he starts to slide each of the cogs from the gears onto the cog, and they start to just kind of rotate around his holy symbol. And as he does, he's muttering, and then you see beneath your feet this intricate clockwork kind of mechanism made of pure light starts to clicking around, and then as it spins up to life, you see over the casting of it, which takes, I believe, a minute, you see all of a sudden the magic goes off with and yeah, looks like he was doing nothing to try to hide the fact that he was casting a spell. Didn't look like he was, doing anything other than what he said. As looking at it, and you look over to Tuesday, he gives you the nod, as in like, yeah, that looked right to him.
All right. I will boldly stride into the zone of truth and not sleep.
Okay. All right, so you are affected by the zone of truth, and then everybody kind of...
I immediately go, Uzo, have you ever been in love with an elf?
Yes. No. Oh.
Alright, it's working.
Wait, hold on. I didn't have to answer that, did I?
I don't believe so, but you did, so don't worry.
Shit. Oh, wait, no, it's working.
Alcaeus walks in, shrugs, and stands over here. Let's see, next,
Your favorite
Vreeze.
student.
As he raises his eyebrow and then just shakes. He just doesn't answer at all.
Working.
And then let's
I
see,
step in
next.
as well.
Badrum.
Then he knows if the people are affected, right?
I don't believe so.
The caster can caster knows whether or not the creature succeeds or fails on saving throws.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. So far, okay, this is just nodding as people walk through. Then next will be Performer. Then Tuza, of course. Mesnos. Suthra. Kid, stop pulling on the dang arm. We got,
And we'll just have people go in and out of the zone of truth as need be. We don't need to try and cram everyone in here, I don't think.
Perfect. So this is your first round of questions. You have
All right.
all of
Get
the.
everybody in the.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, unless anybody had anything else, I was just gonna do one quick question with each one to kind of verify here.
Sure.
Oh, with each one? Alright.
Okay. We'll go to each person. Are you, or have you ever have been, a minion, a lackey, a co-conspirator, ally, or ally of Bobator?
No,
And,
I leave the circle.
Perfect. So Bodrum says no, and taking your lead, he's going to leave the circle. Suthra says no, leaves the circle. Ratitic says, Ratitic would say he's not sure, but he hopes not, and he'll leave the circle. Ogoj says he is not, and never has been, and he'll leave the circle. Mesno says, not willingly, I was used as bait, and leaves the circle. Tuza, upon hearing that, goes, well, I mean, I was doppelgangered, but
I said
no.
willingly. I did
Oh,
say
that's fair.
willingly.
That's fair. And then he leaves, and then what's her name? I forgot. Gidelaine Noblehorn. Her Deliserac says, no, but I haven't been alive that long. And she leaves the circle. Okay, so no, of course not. Leaves the circle. And then Vreeze, he shakes his head and he's like, no, willing is interesting, as I put my force of will behind my deeds. I just did not know who or what they served at the time.
Well, let me put it this way then. Are you fully committed to the defense of Kurd and the defeat of Phobator in order to save his world?
I am committed to the defeat of Phobator and saving this world.
Wow, fuck Kern, but okay, that's fair.
If Kern is to be sacrificed for us to win, we need to have that on the table and be honest about it.
Pragmatic as ever, man. I dig it.
Hmm.
And if he walks away, I'm just gonna make that face like,
Pulling on your collar, like.
Alright, Zadok, what do you say?
Oh, I didn't actually realize I was in the zone.
Yeah, that's okay.
Sorry. So, is he asking me the same
Yeah,
Kern
yeah,
Phobator question?
yeah.
yes.
Yeah, that's a simple yes.
Okay, perfect. Alright, now you have your Doppelpopples.
Yes or a simple no?
Simple yes.
Yes, he's committed to defending the city and defeating
Yes, I'm
Phobator.
committed.
Oh,
No, he is not.
Last question that was asked.
gotcha.
Alright, and then next round of people start moving their way in. Break a round. There you go. Creek. Oh wait, the bird stays with him. You'll have the orc Daegoran. And then you've got Sklarthuna Dragonspine. Benzo Hilda Cointoe. Oysterlug.
Man, I
Dude
didn't
from
mean
Kegbleg.
for this much work for you. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
When he said everyone, I was like, all right, here we go.
And then let's see, Vokir. What is
Going so long, I'm not even sure if we started.
Fuck!
Don't get me started.
Let's see.
Oh,
Gimzek, of
God.
course. Raka. And then. Come on, Brain. You know this one. You can do it. No, you can't. I forgot his name. Fendrick.
Fenric.
Ha All right. All right. So those are your current batch. Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna drag these out real quick. That's the-
Good call.
Yeah, just get them all in. Move them out.
Get them all in there. Yeah, you can say their names when they say yay or nay.
Okay, that's fair.
And we can theater of the mind them walking into the thing.
No, I was just trying to remember each one of them as we were doing it because I have to remember all of their answers and why they're here, and what, depending on what you're going to ask. So, all right, what do you ask? These ones.
Again, I'm asking, are you now or at any point been an ally, subject, minion, or other tool of Phobator that would otherwise bring about the end of the world, darkness, or his shuffle in his dreamland, killing all of us, or in the process?
Perfect. So all of these ones can safely say no. There's no need to build any dramatic tension.
So are we getting any? Are we getting nods too from the guy, right?
Yeah. And he was
I'm
part
also
of this
gonna
batch.
I'm also going to stop Kururuk before he leaves the circle,
Okay, he stops.
and I'm just going to whisper to him, do you feel like the accent thing's going well?
I think it is going very well. You clearly asked me so that you could hear it again. It is beautiful to your ears, is it not? Yeah.
I fucking love it.
Who does not love it? It is a thing to be
That
loved.
guy over
I
there.
don't love it. I'm not a fan.
You'll come around. Don't worry about him.
Mesnos, however, is going to attempt an insight check on cast Tonatree to see if his nodding is accurate or these bold things.
Sure, insight check. Although you should insight with your own character when you have an insight sort of thing, but yeah, 16 looks like he's fully confident in his nods and answers. He's not just nodding for the sake of
The
nodding.
problem is,
Alright.
it's just
Alright,
not
guard.
something Bloodscale would do, but
I
I
know.
bet something Mesnos would do.
But Mesnos, since he does ride the rails between NPC and things like that, like insight checks and things like that, they're kind of less. They're more story based than role based for him, so that's why. And then perfect. And then he
I'm
continues
going
on.
to call the guards in, including the invisible ones. Come on, guys. Look at Vicer because I can't see him.
I just start
They're
waving.
there.
for the
You
cards
see-
in the back.
So do you want to? Okay, we'll take the corpses completely out since they're not part. So
Yeah, you don't have to move them in unless it's.
okay, hold on.
Yeah,
Let's see.
yeah, you can just
One,
theater the mind
two-
there.
Hold on. 1, 2, 3,
You
4,
want, I mean.
5. Actually, you know what? All the guards they all say that they are not involved with Phobator in any way, shape, or form, and walk out of the circle. Oh wait, no, shit.
Oh!
2 Duragars say they used to like There's 2 Duragars. Oh, I used to be. It isn't not a like it was. He talks a good game, and he was the first one that came to us before we learned of any of the rest of the deal of destroying the world.
Okay,
I mean, used
that's
to be is
fair.
fine. Second question, Uza.
Are you fully committed to the defense of Kerr and all of her people and ensuring the demise and defeat of Phobator and all of his current minions?
Absolutely, I.
All right, no, that works for me. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate everyone's patience.
And then-
It's been a great night for me, in particular. I just want to say again, thanks everyone for coming. And can someone turn this off because I'm worried that I'm not going to stop talking, and I'm going to just keep talking about the.
Let's go. We'll go in and literally lift Uza by like his fucking clothes and just pull him out of the ceiling.
As you're being picked up.
It's just gonna let him.
No, never mind. That's fine. Yeah, you'll go. You're fully taken out of the circle, still being outlined on the floor.
I gotta learn that spell. That's a fun party game.
Yeah, right.
I mean, the problem is we said the Dawnforged would do it, and technically none of us
No, I did it.
Yeah,
would.
Everybody, but I think Bloodscale and Zephyr were the only ones that didn't.
yeah.
Did Ulu?
Ulu didn't. Yeah.
Well, go on then.
Let's go in, and I'm just gonna let all the voices talk. So
All
we're
of
gonna
them.
see how this goes.
Oh, gross, kid.
No, in order. They're gonna talk one at a time, but in order.
You see as they start talking, you see Alcase's eyes, Alakis's eyes go wide, and he's like, I can't get a read on. There seems to be more than like his body is telling the truth. I have no idea where these other voices are coming from, and no way to gauge if they are, in fact, telling
Hey.
the truth.
Hey!
B.
I literally have a fuck ton of dragons in my head.
That's
I mean,
Does that
would-
help? Like, you understand what's going on?
Well, yes, but I have no idea if the spell is actually physically capable of interacting with their minds.
That ain't.
All right. Well, as the current prism for all the fucking dragons, we're just gonna have to go with me.
All right then.
Fuck Phobator to death.
All right then.
It's not technically a no. Just want to point that out.
I say, I swear to fuck.
Say
Whatever.
no so that nobody has to doubt you.
It is
No.
it? No.
You
All right
hear
then.
me?
All right.
I am.
No further questions from Vice-Air to me.
Does it make you uncomfortable?
I will break your spine.
That's a
I'm
statement.
gonna go ahead and take that as a yes.
Perfect.
That also means he will break your spine.
And then, Zephyr, how do you respond?
I'm ready to take Phobator down and protect Kern with everything that's in me to my dying breath.
Beautiful. And Ulu, what do you say?
Yes, I'm ready to kill. I mean, oh, yeah, no, pretty much that.
All right.
Ready to kill.
Straight to the point.
Kill Phobator and his people, right? Like, none of us.
Yeah.
Right?
You kid. Jesus.
Ready to kill is pretty generic. I'll give you that.
Ready to roll out and kill. Whatever needs kill.
I don't care.
Perfect. And then, so everybody's kind of now looking to all of you for the next step, as no one feels. You can tell that nobody feels like they are like in charge of this meeting anymore. Like it's just all gone to fucking hell. You have a bunch of dead doppelgangers, which I guess at this point you are
Alright, let's get
piled
the
back up. And,
doppelgangers in question then. Anyone who has questions for the doppelgangers, let us know.
Zone of, does that stack with Zone of Truth? Because that'd be tits.
have to find out.
Well, let's find out, shall we?
The
who's
corpse
gonna-
is not a creature, so it cannot be affected by zone truth.
Ah, fair enough.
Bummer.
Yeah, if it can't make a saving
however-
throw.
Some questions.
However, hold on.
Burb. I think I know what you're gonna do, and that's fucking hilarious.
Make Mesnos use Master of Myriad Forms.
Do what now?
It's Master of Myriad Forms. So.
He can cast Alter Self at will without expending a spell slot.
And then
That's me.
it is.
He's gonna make himself look like somebody who was a doppelganger, probably.
He can make himself look like a doppelganger.
Pick
Yeah, but they don't
choose
have
a-
mouths, so it'd be weird when he talks. And speak with the dead, they don't need mouths, you just need the skull.
It's true. Alright, so who is he gonna transform into?
Which is the doppelganger with the most fucked up face from my mace just caving in his skull?
Sorry, which one?
I just, whichever one that I did my sneak attack with the mace and just obliterated his face.
That was the Brewmaster.
Yeah,
No, it was the orc. It was the orc one. I'm just saying, don't pick that doppelganger to ask and become that guy. That way we know we're good. Because I don't remember which ones apply to which bodies, except for the one with the bacon. Because I did that. No, it was the Brewmaster because I threw the dagger.
Your
at
dagger.
the orc.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Memories.
Memories.
He'll look over at the Brewmaster, get a good look. 'cause
Brewmaster's.
Brewmaster's gone.
Yeah.
He'll just do his best to remember. He's Mesnos. He has a high end.
He's good.
Do we think the doppelgangers know that we, figured that one out?
Oh, that's a good point too. I think either one would be a safe bet.
I think they would have figured out Tuesday the moment that, because they had some weird form of back and forth. Plus, they had that weird reading thoughts thing.
Oh, did you guys search their bodies at all?
Other
Let's
than
do
brain,
that.
not yet.
Okay. If you want to search your bodies, make an investigation check.
Guidance.
I'm not good at investigations. But
30.
30. Oh, is that all?
Know how to roll a corpse.
It's fair. So, it's interesting because they don't really wear clothes.
Oh, this pocket's just a skin flap. Oh,
But you do find
They're marsupials.
very familiar looking crystals embedded in their
Oh.
chests. What about
Is
here?
it the Slod ones or the Zealer Akeem?
The Zealer Akeem. And as you hold one up to your eye, you kind of tilt it, and as you're able to see memories before, you see the form of Tormeus Aelfury inside.
Oh shit, Oh man, it's very possible that these people are dead.
what? What do you mean?
Well, because I mean, they doppeled these people for how long, and the Zealer Akeem takes Oh no, did it take everybody's memories or just the people that died?
Takes them when you sleep.
Everybody's memories, so when they sleep. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah, it could be alive or dead.
Not
That wouldn't tell
necessarily
you.
death memory, it's sleepy time memory.
Oh, okay. I missed it.
Sleepy time,
Well,
John.
look, you all right. We're gonna have to find everyone who was a doppel here.
I mean, I've got their crystals, and I can kind of hold it right really close to my eye like this. I can see who it is.
And then, yeah, you find each one has representing each one of the people who was doppled.
I will label them,
Perfect. Okay.
because why not?
Also label the people that you label the doppels you take out, because we don't want the brewmaster talking to the brewmaster.
That's a good point. I'm gonna take a brewmaster, and I'll put in a brewmaster little.
So, you just like pinning notes to them? Like, what? How are we doing this?
Good question.
I mean, Mesnos has his book and a bunch of paper. He's just like, yeah, just tell me.
Well-
It's fine.
Burn.
Still scrap.
Oh,
heaps on
I
each
could
of them,
just-
It's just fine.
I'm in literal, just full of. I'm just gonna pull up some feathers and just jam them into their shoulder.
Okay. And are you writing on the feather? Is that what's happening?
No.
I'm writing on parchment,
Mesnos
and then I'm
is
jamming
no-
them.
Oh, and then gotcha. Okay.
Feather jam in. It's
Gotcha.
Like a pin.
Okay.
It's like a pin.
So you
Like
have.
mittens on the coat, you know?
Exactly.
So
Don't you go listen, man.
this is not for your father to tell you.
Oscar looks at himself and realizes he actually has a bunch of little notes on him. He's like, huh.
Yeah, you should check those. It's been a while.
No, actually, my brain's good, okay? Just, it's fine. I know where things are. Leave me alone.
I mean, you wouldn't remember if you forgot.
That's why there's a note.
That's why you should check the notes. Jam in a note into somebody's.
You act like I haven't checked. Just keep working.
So,
Somebody give me shit today.
the
At one
room.
point, you asked me to remind you.
You kill stealing fucktard. Shut up and do your job.
All right. So everybody in the room is kind of just watching you all banter with this, and
Break your spine.
are quietly waiting to see what happens next.
Mesnos will take the form of the brewmaster for everybody but the brewmaster, and for the brewmaster, he'll take the form of the orc.
Perfect. Okay. So the form of Tormeus Aelfury, the brewmaster, he transforms.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 of these bastards?
8 of these bastards.
That's 24 questions we can ask.
Yep.
I mean, some of
He
them
can
should
also
be the.
cast Speak with the Dead at will without expending a spell slot.
You can.
So, everybody get a question ready.
For the Zombos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the Doppelpopuluses.
Where
24
are our other Dopplers?
Well, how many other doppelgangers was? How many more of us? Was going to be a thing. I'll look.
Okay. So whenever you just somebody keep track, you guys just ask a bunch of questions. 'Cause thinking a 24 is going to take some time, so just ask him as they come and just we'll keep a loose
What
track.
is your connection to Phobator, and why do you follow him?
Silence. Since that was you asking, not the.
I just saw that to Manos.
Okay.
I mean,
As-
technically, Dawnforged Company should still have the telepathic link up, so...
Oh, I just shoot it in the brain.
Perfect. So as Mesnos asks this question, I'll just assume that they're all coming through Mesnos from here on. Then,
Please do.
the doppelganger tilts its head and is like, "Same as you." Next question.
Tell him you have doubts about your connections to Phobator, and you need reassurance that this is the right thing to do.
Just, like, remind me for reassurance.
Silence.
Alright. Wrong form of questioning. Yeah, who are we supposed to report to?
They will take our dreams as our report. You need but sleep.
Oh, that's not good. No.
Ask
Mark,
him.
of course.
No, that
Ask
one's
him-
gone. That one's gone. That was 3 questions. We're on to the next one.
Ask him if there's any reinforcements coming soon.
That one's gone.
We will be updated when the time comes through our dreams.
Sorry, what?
We will be updated on that in our dreams. You need but sleep.
How many more of us are in town?
I do not know.
How much of your mission have you accomplished? Be specific.
Tilted head. The mission is ongoing. And then that one fades out.
Yeah, friggin' progress report.
Yeah.
Well, they also might not be sharing that with each other. Where are we keeping the captives?
I stored mine and you stored yours. We need not tell each other for a chance of capture.
Alright, they're being smart.
Oh, I've run out of spell storing rings. Where can I get the next reload?
It will replenish in your sleep, but you need go beyond the city
I
bounds.
can't hear you over you, baby.
Sorry, it will replenish.
Yeah, have to go beyond city bounds.
Bottom.
So they have to go outside of city limits in order to get stock?
Exactly.
Okay. So the
Alright.
next one should be, where do you sneak out of the city? Mine has been compromised.
And let's see on this one. Oh, let me roll real quick. We share the same, where we will have to find another together.
Okay, we'll just have to remember that for another one then.
He's fading now, so...
3 down. Same question for this one.
This one? Let's see where he goes. There are passages underneath this city. If you go down deep and far enough, the Zealer Akeem cannot find you.
Okay, so the dealer Akeem are what's. Ask him if he's seen anything else in the passages. Any monsters or.
There are other far more intimate and large creatures of the Master. I do not know all of them.
Okay.
So it's a route they feel safe in.
There's a bunch of monsters underneath the city waiting to attack. So if the Zealer Akeem goes down, we could be amazing. Well, ask him. Tell him you heard that we were to attack tonight. Ask if he has this. He's heard the same.
I think Mesnes would shoot that down, assuming that everybody's getting the same dreams. Seems like they're sharing dream space.
That's an assumption.
Ooh,
Though. I don't know if that's necessarily true.
Tell one that he has not been able to sleep and needs to know when the main attack is going to start.
That sounds better.
Mesno. So the doppelganger. If you do not sleep, then you have gone against the master's will.
Tell him to be specific that his duties.
You are
as
to
No,
be.
that was the third question for that guy.
Okay, well then ask the next guy. Tell him that his duties as the brewmaster has kept him awake for several days. Is the attack starting?
Then you are to self-eliminate.
Bummer.
Do not forget your victim.
I forgot where I stored my victim. I think it was next to yours. Where was that again?
You should self-eliminate immediately.
Ah, damn it. Fucking guys.
Friggin' crack Suicide Squad.
You know?
Just one more on this guy. I'm going to say, have there been any reports of people who could possibly be on to us?
Let's see, this one. As of yet, we remain undiscovered.
Damn, that guy died so fast he didn't even know he was discovered.
He literally did.
Okay, 9 more questions. So I've been writing all the questions and answers down. I will hit enter when I'm done.
Beauty.
Oh, okay.
Do you guys think?
Who are our prime targets?
Those who make. Or no, wait, shit. That would be answered with. You will receive your assignments in your dreams.
Tell him you finished your assignment now.
Ooh. Oh. What if we tell one?
Hold on. Did you? What did you say, TJ? Well, it cut out at the end. Oh, okay. Sorry. Go ahead, Mike.
What if we tell one? If you have, I have just awoken with new orders. We need to gather all the Dopplers. They have been prevented from sleeping, and we must find them. Where are they?
You follow your orders. I am to follow mine. You're not his. You're not above him.
Ask him if he's made contact with any other of Obator's followers in Kern.
We are to remain secret. If any try to contact you, kill them.
A hard no, got it. This one has pooped. How long have we been here? That's the first question for this one.
Excuse me.
Again, how long have we been here?
So, let's see. Oh. I do not know. Because he doesn't know beyond. Like, they're clearly, they're you know they're not in contact with each other. They receive only messages to themselves and are told to not talk to or rely on anyone else.
How many sleeps have you had in this city?
I do not remember.
Christ.
Let's see. I guess the extra on that would be my mind is as yours, erased with every night and refreshed with every morning.
No, that's actually good. That's good to know. Alright, question 21 out of 24.
Go ahead.
See if anybody else in the room has any questions.
Yeah, I was about to say,
Okay.
we'll probably open the... We're going to keep the 24th one.
Badram is going to walk forward and he is going to kind of get down into the doppelganger's face and be like,
Nope, nope, that's pull him back. You tell me.
Right then, what do you know where they got the crystals?
Alright.
Phrase it however you want to, I just fucking... How the hell did they get those?
how would you phrase that?
It's just where did our crystals come from?
Check your body. You should have had one implanted when you came in the city. They are from the mine to the north.
No.
The mine to the north.
Was it called Deep Delver? It's where we fought the
Deep Delver, where you fought the Bahir.
Okay, so Deep Delver mine. That means that somebody's headquartered in Deep Delver mine that's getting these bodies. Are they being made here? Like you said, their body, like to check your body.
Well,
they were
it's...
implanted
Before
before
being
coming in.
delivered. They're implanted before being delivered.
Who's delivering them though? Where are they being
Sorry,
delivered?
they're being implanted in the doppelgangers before the doppelgangers are delivered, is what I mean.
So
No,
they're
I know.
They're probably coming in as refugees.
Who's delivering the doppelgangers? That's all I mean.
Probably
where are they coming
don't
from?
know if their minds are getting erased every night.
Did they say their minds are getting erased every night? I didn't
Mhm.
catch that.
Yep.
Alright.
It was literally the question right before this one. Mesnos will now, because that's the last question for this guy, Mesnos will now shift into the orc one, because now he's going to talk to the brewmaster.
Okay.
So 3 questions.
How was the beer poisoned? And better yet, how much of the poisoned beer were you able to get out into the populace?
Okay. How do you phrase these questions exactly? Just like that?
I mean, pretty much. That one is
Okay.
How much?
just a general class.
Yeah,
So-
phrase it like how much of the poisoned beer were you able to get out in the populace?
The poison was meant for the leaders only.
Fuck yeah.
And then you asked how it was poisoned, correct?
No, I rephrased it as I don't really care about how, just where.
Okay. And
To others.
did anybody inspect the keg?
I was going to, but
Okay.
there wasn't really an opportunity.
Okay, we can do that after this then. Okay.
Well, I mean,
is-
there's plenty of time during the questions.
Yeah.
2 more questions.
The orc is going to
Please
step
make
forward,
shorthand with some spelling errors.
and he's going to and he's just going to start. He's like,
How do we best kill you?
he's going to say out loud because he's not allowed to speak to it. He saw that.
How do we best kill them? Find them and kill them. Do they fall victim the same way they hunt for prey? Do they fall to disease, to axe, to blade? Are they best poisoned? What kills them best?
Hey bro, how do we die?
I'm gonna hold up my mace next to the caved-in face. What?
I mean, Mesnos could ask, like, what are your weaknesses? But I'm not sure he would waste the question.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's very necessary.
Hell, for all we know, this is in a book somewhere. For all we know, our master of many planes over there already knows.
Zadok, yeah. Or anybody who has legend lore. That's just what the orc would like to know. And then
Mesnos
Rit-
will.
Ratitic is also going to step forward and like, is the Erie safe to return to?
No, that's
No,
the,
we know the answer to that one. That one's no right now.
that's a big sad no there, buddy. I'm sorry.
I thought so. But
Mesnos will tell the orc. I'm sure we can figure that out without using one of the questions, especially because they can dodge an answer on that just saying the same as yours.
Who do they take orders from?
Varius says aloud.
We already asked who they report to, which is about the same lines of that, and we already got that they get their orders in dreams, so it's probably...
Is there any way we can find out who commands their armies? What minds we're against when it comes to large-scale war instead of this sneaking in the shadows and backstabbing?
Unfortunately, it already does not... With the questions we've asked, it already does not sound like these will know.
What about... And let me know what you guys think before we ask this. What about we have all been discovered, we need to evacuate? How do we
No, because they would just say
self-terminate?
exterminate.
Galley, so, where do they get the equipment to breathe underwater? He's the Triton.
Okay.
How did they breathe under what?
They breathe
How-
underwater?
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
He just... One was impersonating one of my guards.
That's a fair point.
Well, I think it changes physically, don't they?
I don't know. That's why I am asking. If somebody knows the answer, why Huli was able to duplicate a Huli without needing to breathe underwater, I would love to hear it. But if I can be told, I would much rather know.
I can't speak for Mesnos, but he might know this with his high
You know what?
intelligence.
Zarek, give me an Arcana check.
Actually, I mean, I'm not proficient in these. Oh. Sometimes the dice give it.
You're not proficient with Arcana, and you have a +5. That's real nice.
Intelligent modifier.
Yep. So you would know that a doppelganger, their transforming is equivalent to the polymorph spell. So they would be able...
Physical change.
Exactly. And so basically they take all of the all the physical
other
aspects.
question, too,
Exactly.
about them being poisonable or stabbable or all sorts
think-
of thingable.
I think I'd speak with the dead last 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's why I didn't even bother putting any pressure on to get answers out. Like, fucking Zone of Truth was... No, he has multiple spell slots. He just recast it. Never mind. There's no reason he wouldn't do that. I know, but he's keeping it up out of... Because you haven't... He's just... As long as... He's waiting to be told not to keep it up. So he's just keep doing that. Let's see. I think that's all anybody would... But those are all the questions from the Peanut Gallery.
I got a question for him. What is the best way to tell all your brothers to go fuck themselves?
Nope, we're saving that one for last.
Okay, that's fair.
What is the threat that the Zealer Akeem poses to us?
They block the Lord's influence. They block his direct path through nightmare. For they take the memories of those who sleep and replace them with mere dreams. Nightmares are an entirely other avenue.
Basically,
No, I like that. That was good. That was good. That's a
Cool.
good question. And then the final question will be, how do we tell each and every one of you doppelfucks to go fuck your own faces?
and then the doppelganger's head is...
transform into something whose face is near its genitals.
And then it dies.
Well, right before
Finally, a
it,
straight answer.
yeah, so right
He
before
used
it
that-
says
that-
genitals, Maznos will just shoot it in the face with an Eldritch Blast. 'Cause he's
That's
done with it.
that's not enough. That's a blood skin. That's not a Mesnos move. He just lets the head drop. And
Right.
sorry, bud.
Oh my god. You realize if we use that like thing that hypnotized them last time, we can make them turn into those things?
Crotch mouth.
Yeah.
Into a crotch mouth. Go. Anyway.
That reminds me, I need to look at something about mass suggestion.
Oh, they. It looks like we should start talking about what's been going on. Uh-huh.
So, Zarek, with your 20 Arcana check, you would also know that doppelgangers are normally immune to any charm effects. I fucked that up.
Even shifted. Oh. I don't know why that spell worked, but hey.
They,
God
them,
dang it,
Either-
be done just that one time.
Sealer Akeem, take it. Sealer Akeem, take it.
you would suspect
Give
that
it
the
away.
Sealer Akeem might have had something to do with it. Oh, sleep. All right, I'm gonna put Sleepy Girl to bed. Everybody say goodnight to Amelia.
Not to Amelia.
Right to Amelia.
Come on, Sweepy.
I put all those
did
questions
good.
and answers in horrible shorthand in the questions section.
Yay.
It made sense to put it in questions.
I believe.
Kill yourself.
I believe.
I believe.
So it sounds like all we have to do is run around the city shouting out, "I know where you are, doppelganger," and then they'll just kill
And
themselves.
they'll kill themselves.
No, because then they'll also kill who they have captive.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of, we should go, since we found Tuza in his quarters.
Probably
we should
nearby.
go. Yeah, that seems likely that we keep them near where they needed to be reasonably unsuspicious.
Truza, did he have to check in since they're a memory? Oh, Ty's not here. I'm not even gonna bother. Oh, there he is. I
assume you
asked Tuza the following question.
Okay.
Since they mentioned that their memories are erased on the daily, did he have to check in with you or have you nearby to suck up the brain thoughts?
Yes, and every day he would also. I would. Not so much force, but give him the opportunity to recast the temple spell so we didn't lose our temple to Akari.
Right. So they're probably in the personal quarters of these things or wherever they've been maintaining their duties. Duties.
We'll scan rooms and stuff in a hot minute.
Would you like me to start working on finding out what is exactly stored in these rings? Gimzek pops up.
Absolutely.
Excellent. Just kind of. I guess. I'll get started. He just goes. He kind of reaches out for the pile and starts.
But before I give them to him, I just want to take them in my bag and just shake them. Under the hand.
Super satisfying clank of loot.
24 magical items.
He goes there and
Mez,
starts going through
Meznos
them.
is going to offer a hand just because he can identify the ritual.
And so will Fentric. So those three will start working
Oh,
on
and-
that.
5 of those are fake. Let me know which ones those are, please. I would like them back.
5 immediately get kind of tossed your way.
He's don't matter.
And so they're going to be working on that since we'll get ahead of that. All right. What are we doing next?
That's meeting time.
Yeah.
Badrum,
Anybody can tell me where Rash ran off to?
Badrum kind of stepped forward at this point and they're,
Well, there's nothing like a short battle to really bring us all together and show us all where we kind of need each other at this point. Please, have somebody fetch some actual ale and show you the hospitality that Kern has. It's not all about this rigid structure that formality instructs us. I believe the more candor we can have in our communications, the greater our alliances will be, and the more comfortable I think most of us will feel. going to call a 10-minute break, but I'd like it if you could all not leave this room. As we know the ones in this room are not doppelgangers, but take a second, put your thoughts together, try to think of something we won't think of. We the 13, 9 that are here, will try to figure something out while all of this is going on. We'll try to bring you the dwarf perspective. These dwarves don't have the perspective of adventurers, he points to the Dawnforged company, of the orcs, of the Triton, or of the myriad who come from the Under. This is a problem that is beyond a single culture or a single people, and it intends to take us all down. So take 10 minutes, and then we'll have some ale and speak as friends. If we're not friends yet, may we become it in these coming days, or hours, or however long it takes to make a plan.
And he kind of nods to everybody and starts to walk over to the seats, and the dwarves on the council head that way.
Visair, how much time you got left on that piece?
I don't know.
I think it's 3 times a day. Was it an hour?
We have other monocles still, right? Yeah, I believe it's an hour.
The people would have to attune to the monocles to get the true sight.
Sure.
Can I check out the keg?
Absolutely.
Real quick, if my true sight was an hour, how long do I have left on it?
So your first charge is probably just now getting done with all the travel through the city and everything like that. So you'd have 2 charges of an hour left.
Okay. It's fading now, but I have 2 charges left, and then yep. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Might want to consider using it when they bring the keg back.
So, investigation or nature?
Zarek is going to assist with the keg investigation.
Perfect. This would be a this would be a nature check to try to find out if there's anything different from the the nature of the beer. Like you're looking for poisons and things of that nature. So that'd be so you have advantage plus guidance since Zarek is assisting you.
So I'll just do it again too.
Perfect. Then roll your d4 for guidance. 26. Okay, so you start looking inside of the barrel, and then like as you're kind of searching through, you're picking up, you're smelling it, and then as you do, it smells oddly familiar, and you're trying to figure out what that is about it, and you kind of reach on, and as you kind of look against the wood grain itself on the inside of the barrel looks strange. It's discolored, and then as you look, you can see there's like. It starts near the where the keg was tapped, and it seems to there's a trail going around, and it's barely visible. But like with your nature check, you're able to like you kind of feel it. It's slime where the beer is clear and not sticky, and then so you kind of follow it with your eyes, and you see that there is flattened against the wall, trying to be inconspicuous, a slug-like creature of some sort. So, it is inside of the keg. So it'd be like right about there. And it's tiny, and it's stuck to the top of the keg.
You want me to grab that?
Yeah, you grab it. I'm not touching it.
I'm mage-handed out of there.
So it tries to pop forward towards and leaps towards the eye of Zephyr, and then you reach forward and you catch it midair. It is less than 5 pounds, so it's very easy for you to manipulate. And you pull this wriggling slug thing, and tentacles pop out of it and pop back in as it's trying to desperately grab onto something. And you see it's starting to excrete stuff around it. This kind of weird, slimy ooze. And it's purple.
Oh. All right. Anyone know what this is?
Let's see. This would be...
No? You said it was vaguely familiar to me, so history check?
Yeah, go to history check for you, and then Zarek would also give me an our history check. No, you guys can't quite figure it out. It is, it does look kind of like the slug things that were in the pool of the ship that you guys flushed before inspecting him too closely. The
Tell everybody
the Nautilus pools.
so potentially a mind control slug.
Oh my god, did you make the yerk?
I mean, Brandon knows what these are.
Does anyone in the room? Is there any other druids in the room?
Everybody's kind of broken into their own little spots. Let's see.
I just hold the thing up in the room and make an announcement. Does anyone know what this is?
I don't believe. Oh wait, no. There's one who might. Let me make a check for them. 1 second. Wait, did I put it in? Sorry, 1 second. No, okay. And then he'll do. Nope. No one looks at it. They're all kind of like, the orc.
I don't know, but I think we should kill it.
Yeah, those were the things in the place where my brain got eaten. Long story. Fun story.
You see, Tusa is like, I'm just, your head almost got eaten?
Yeah, well, it did get.
You have all of the adventures. I didn't get one.
You got Bambuza. I just got Kenkuza, okay?
Kenkuza?
Let's kill the slug.
I just want to know what kind of poison it has and what, like, so we know what they were planning and what they were hoping for. That's all.
You can collect some of the slime if you wish.
Yeah.
Alright.
And maybe take it to Helmata. Oh my god, why is Helmata not here? I'm gonna ask one of the
Doppler.
lead dudes. I'm gonna be like, where's Helmata Marionstone? She was supposed to be here.
Her mother told us that she was not feeling up to leaving her home this day, so she's an old woman, she can't make council meetings, we just kind of try to let her recuperate.
Energy and helping me with potions when I left her.
Yeah, maybe that could be why she didn't come.
We'll check on her after the meeting, I promise.
Honestly, she doesn't put these council meetings in too high a priority. If you gave her a task, she might just be working on that. Aye, please, after the meeting, though. I'm trying to keep it all as sane as it can be here.
And then, alright, so, you guys got the slug writhing around you. Give me.
Check the,
Go
I'm
ahead.
gonna check the keg and around it for any trails of other slugs and/or them departing.
Sure. Go ahead and give me an investigation check. And then to collect the slime off the slug, give me a, what is it called? Not nature, the other one. Survival check.
Tell me your secrets.
Yeah, there's no more slugs in the barrel.
Okay, none of them, like, there's no snail trails leading away from it.
Nope. With a 30, you are able to carefully trace the exact trail of the slug as it stuck to the side and went all the way around through the barrel, releasing grossness into it. It does let you know with a 30, though, that it only takes one slug to poison a giant keg of beer.
Okay, alright. Just want to make sure we didn't have any others rolling around out here.
Perfect. And then, Zephyr, what was your survival check? Did I miss it?
You asked for a survival check?
Yeah, to harvest the slime from the slug. 16. Yep, you get a good vial full of slug slime, purple slug slime. You can add to your inventory.
I just imagine like the vial's put under it and the fucking mage hand just squeezes it.
Actually, with this survival check, you know that the tentacles, they look latchy, and so you actually put the back of a knife, and as it's held, you're able to quickly just grab it and then scrape it off the side with the back of a knife and get it just the slime, not getting any of the blood, not muddling up the slime, and so you get the actual poison rather than a mix of the blood and all the grossness to sort through. All right. right. Anybody doing anything else?
Let's just finding a seat.
Perfect. So they haven't really been provided seats, unfortunately. This is more of like a standing hall.
Even if he's just popping a squat with his back against a pillar, he's doing it.
Okay, and there are stairs to sit on. Is the main thing.
He sat on those stairs before. He threw up over there. He wants to sit near a pillar.
Perfect. You can put your back against the pillar. Easy enough. Excuse me. All right. After the 10 minutes, two more dwarves bring in a new keg that isn't broken, of course. And
check that for slime.
yeah, you can do an investigation check and see if there's any slime anywhere around it.
Bloodscale just suggested he's not doing it. He knows better.
I'll do it.
I think, yeah, either Uza or Zarek are the best investigators.
Slug inspectors.
28.
Slug
32.
inspectors.
31. Yeah, no, doesn't seem to be. You don't find any slug residue anywhere. You don't see any extra holes that have been patched. You don't see any slime around where the tap was put. This keg looks clean.
Keg looks clean.
Alright, well then let's get some ale flowing.
Alright, Bardrin kind of walks up this way. Alright, at this point, if you'd all like to help yourself to a little bit of our hospitality, the beer is amongst the best that we produce. If you everybody grab a bit and we'll, we'll just kind of start talking and see what happens, yeah? He kind of looks around.
Bloodscale will go up first. He'll do the perfunctory, look, I'm drinking it, look, I'm not falling over dead.
Perfect, and then one by one, pretty much everybody goes and grabs a cup. The only, like, the orc looks a little suspicious at it, and then he looks over at you, Bloodscale, and then back to it, and pulls a draft of beer, and then smells it, sips, and just kind of goes over to the... he's also kind of playing as near the shadows as he can, but almost all shadows are flanked by dwarf guards, so he's just kind of finding himself standing uncomfortably against a wall. And everybody starts to kind of drink and kind of move forward. So Bardrum at this point is like,
Alright, so... It's been a confusing time to be alive for sure. We are just trying, right now, I'm gathering information. And also perspectives on maybe things that I won't think of. Some way to keep both the city safe and to make sure that it does not fall, as apparently the Zeal Arakim are the only things keeping us sane, as the rest of the world outside falls asleep. Well, falls into insanity in their dreams. Thanks to the Dawnforged company, we were saved from giving away all the information that we would have had at this meeting to secret agents who can transform their shape. The ones that infiltrated the ranks of nearly all of us. It's not something to take lightly. But I would like to let you know that I am listening to every single word that is spoken today. And I will remember and consider every aspect of it. And as the keeper of the keys for this castle and the speaker for the council, I promise that I will fight for your ideals, even in your absence. It's the least I can do.
and at that point, he just sits on the stairs and kind of gestures everybody to kind of take a more relaxed position. And you see the other, what's left of the 13 also just start sitting on the stairs near the... at first they start near the top, and then you see Bardrin kind of whispers something, and then they all kind of start just spreading out randomly, no longer forming a line of dwarves. No wall of protection against the rest, just taking their seats. You see Breaker Vrond whispers something to his people, and they specifically go up to individuals and sit next to them, not trying to find an empty space, but instead finding a space next to other people. Everybody looks to Ogoj Rohanar in the from the area, and he kind of starts. He nods to each. He stands and sits alone, but Ratitik sits near Badram. Each of them also doing the same, trying to find a spot near a dwarf. The Vreeze stands straight at the stairs, mug in hand, fiery bloodhawk on his shoulder. The orc does the same, standing 5 feet away from him. The three identifying rings, they kind of keep on with theirs. Galley, he goes and sits next to the dockmaster, who he's clearly been working with this whole time. So you guys, Tuza will go sit next to Asnini Lightbrand. And so at this point, where would you guys like to sit, seeing this kind of amalgamation of we're sitting on stairs together as a
I'll pop a squat right over yon.
Perfect. Okay, so you're sitting in front of Reese.
Yeah, but still kind of close to, is it a Goj?
Ogoj Rohanar. Perfect. Okay. Okay, so is that guy, so he'll go there.
I'll go by Orkman, as he seems to be, looking at me because I was his champion for a hot second in a weird dream world.
Perfect.
I'm just gonna sit right here.
Perfect. All right, Zephyr, Zarek, and Ulu.
Zephyr went to smoke, so wherever a smoker would go.
So we'll put her next to the tobacco master. No, we'll put her next to the tobacco master, because that's what she is. No. Who hands her a.
Going with her.
Mesnos is identifying rings. He's occupied.
Oh, right. Here, let's put Blaskill there.
Perfect. Okay. So as everybody kind of sits down, Badram was first like,
before we get started, I raise my glass to all that have fallen before our great enemy, Phobator, the god of nightmares, and would ask that you join me in a moment to remember those who have fallen, the ideals that fell, and those ideals that we still hold on to this bastion created by, supposedly, the mind of Amorphe. I welcome you all, and thank you for coming.
And he takes a big chug, and everybody seems to respect this moment as they all do the same. They take you see every single person takes a deeper drink than you've seen them take so far as they dive into this.
All right. So, I feel like we should share first a sign of faith, given that you have shown your faith by coming here. As Nini, what is your thoughts?
And as Nini Lightbrand stands up, well, it's been. I think it's time to expand the city. There's been enough refugees that we are already running out of room, so I think we should dig deeper. Not only will digging deeper give us more resources, but it will also give us more space against those who might stand against us. While there are Duergar who have come to us for safety, we can also give ourselves a little bit more room against them. The only problem is there are Myconid that we do not have an alliance with that seek beneath us, but it sounds like we have more to worry about now that we've heard from the enemy. She sits back down.
I just want to add as well, we did just learn from these corpses that Phobator has more allies beneath you, and that you could be expanding into a potential danger. They said that there was large monsters even, so keep that in mind.
Aye, but safest is, unfortunately, we've tested the limits of the expanding in any direction but down quite extensively to create this great city. So, if we can, we might need some assistance in clearing them out from. But that's my two
we
bits.
also run into the problem of the range of the Zila Rakim. That's really what the border of your city relies on now.
As a as a as a miner, I think I wonder if it is the Zila Rakim's effect, or if it is the material between the Zila Rakim. But it's not for me to speculate. It's just that's what I was going to say. But with this new information, it's all I've got.
What do you mean the matter between the Zila Rakim?
No, it's maybe might not be the distance from the Zila Rakim, but the things betwixt you and the Zila Rakim.
Rock interference.
When you're mining, don't you get more Zeal Rakim crystals?
The Zila Rakim are interesting. There are several places where you can find a vein of them. Some different colours and some already set. The main Zila Rakim, the strongest that make up the roof of the city, seem to grow only be just underneath the ground of this mountain range. The further you go, the less likely you are to find them.
I'm saying maybe keep closer to veins of Zeal Rakim
Aye.
than not.
Well, if we could expose them without mining them, they might provide some protection. It has been done in the past as a means to light a mine, but usually it's as the mine comes to a close, we mine out the Zila Rakim and then leave it dark.
Do you have any pre-mined Zeal Rakim that's still light?
Well, we are cut off from our main source of it. The Deep Delver mine has been the richest vein of crystals. And now the crystals that are found in these veins are not... We don't think that they're full Zeal Rakim, but merely almost like a storage for the brilliance that is the Zeal Rakim. Like, they don't seem to have the same properties, but they are able to hold, but not draw memories.
Have you tried ever bringing some of those here and seeing if the existing Zeal Rakim here energize them at all?
It's been tried. The direct influence of the Zeal Rakim seems to have no influence on the crystals once they are mined. Aye. And she sits back. Oh, yay! Aye, sorry.
Since you are a miner, do we know much about the mine north of here? Is there been any changes or anything that you've observed?
Deep Delver requires you to leave the city, and so we've been cut off of it for many weeks, unfortunately.
Oh, that's fair.
Aye. She'll sit back down. Next, you recognize the Delisarek that is Gear-Delayed Noblehorn, still wearing ribbons as she stands up. This is the ringmaster who was obliterated by the worm monsters, but came back as a Delisarek. And she's like, well, I refuse to believe that we're the only ones left. I think we should find those brave enough, and those with enough charisma and the best storytellers who are brave, and send them out to find friends, and create pockets of resistance, even out in the dark, unforgiving world. I believe that there is more to be done than just sit and wait to be taken.
I absolutely believe we need to send out people as well. But we need to find a way to do this safely, and we need to do it. We need to figure out our best ways of fastest travel, and we need to figure out the way to get there and then get back here before you have to go to sleep, I think.
Aye, and that's why I think these spell-storing rings are quite the interesting thing. Used by our enemies to infiltrate us, could be used against them to infiltrate them. It's what a great story would say. Well, a great story could be told using it.
Well, I mean, they can read minds, so don't forget that. I'm not sure what you had planned, but, you know.
Aye.
We also need to come up with a verification process for refugees that come into the town.
Aye.
Some kind of true sight, so that we're not just bringing in more doppelers.
Aye, agreed. I just feel sitting here, there's more to do than that. And she sits back down. Gimzek, he's working on. He's just like, supplies for any innovations, just whatever you can spare, find them and bring them. As he's casting Identify, trying to get it through a ritual.
Not wrong.
Oysterlug stands up and like,
I'm not gonna lie, this is a bit beyond me. I blow things up for a living. But if any of you know anything that causes a larger explosion, I mean, I have experienced mainly taking out earth and rock, but it seems that if we can blow up rock and stone and mountain, we can blow up our enemies. So I'm more than willing to collaborate on something to blow up our enemies, I guess. I don't know. And he kind of like sits back down, clearly out of his depths.
So, on the note of blowing things up, and
Hey?
I wanna, I don't get too excited. And I want to preface this as this is a last ditch resort. Has the bridge outside been rigged to blow?
It has not been approved yet. I've brought it up several times, but
And then Bartram interrupts him. We feel that it's more. Yeah, oh, that's not the right accent. We feel that blowing the bridge would show any allies or any fleeing our enemies. It would show them that we have given up on them and is therefore a last resort only. And if
Also,
we can blow the doors,
we can do that too.
we can blow the doors before we blow the bridge, because the doors will just trap us in here the same way the bridge would.
That's fair. As long as there's some kind of way to seal off an attack, and again, it was a last ditch resort, and our defenses are overrun.
Kern was built as a... Kern was founded and built in the middle of this place, finding the Zeal Kim. We knew it was a special place, and these gates have stood open for many years, and these doors were made by Thadgrim Forge Branch, the original ruler of this city. And he was a master craftsman. And some of his techniques we are still trying to discover, but the seal on those doors is one of the tightest that I've ever seen, and they are heavy, very heavy, against those who would attack us.
May they stand for another 1,000 years. Raise my glass.
Everybody raises. The Tinder Master, Glorithuna, stands up. She's like, I have no fucking idea. I run business. I don't run war. And she sits back down.
Hey,
Hey,
we still gotta keep things moving even while we're doing this, though. So
all right, you want
so good.
my opinion then? Fuck selling things right now. Give people beer and give them a fucking cigar. Let them relax when they can and take their minds off it. Tell stories. Fucking entertain them.
Keeping morale up is important. Yes.
Aye. Then, yeah.
Well, I had a few ideas for the flight, and I'm gonna look to.
Ian,
I'll look at the guy.
the-
His name I already forgot.
the flight will Ogojo Hanar. We'll get to the flight as soon as we're done. We're almost through the 9 of us that are here.
Apologies. There's an order of operations. I'm skipping ahead.
Yeah, I mean, if we could skip ahead, but we just have to circle back. So, Benzo Hilda, and he points to the master of the fleet. I think it's fairly obvious that we should have escape ready, and that means we need to rebuild the docks that were recently destroyed, get some more ships in the ocean. I know most of you aren't terribly comfortable over the sea, but let's face it, if we need to leave, it's a far better option than trying to risk the bridge. She looks around, and you see a lot of dwarves look very uncomfortable at this. That means getting wood. That means sending people out to get wood. It's dangerous, but it need be done. It's at this point, Vreeze is going to stand up. He's like,
If you have an escape, you will not fight as hard as you do without one.
And then Dutram Kegblade, the old general of the army, is going to stand and say,
Listen, this, our gates, everything has stood the test of time. Everything stands against everything that attacks this mountain. Defense is our best option. We can wait through any siege. The only thing we need to do is get supplies before the real siege begins. We have enough supplies, we win.
He sits down. Vraze, at that point, is still standing.
I would argue something very different. The thing that they try to do, we can do better, with armies hitting at full force. Isolate each individual faction that they have. Yes, it will require some research to figure out who stands where and what their alliances are. But if we destroy and isolate factions, we can destroy armies, but collect those who did not believe. Every army is not composed of followers out of faith. They are followers out of necessity, followers out of fear. The more we can isolate and destroy, the larger our army becomes.
There are
This
also
way.
followers out of magic compulsion.
Exactly.
Those that remained in the Eyrie, the flight fell, and they surrendered and were turned to Bobator's will. Magic,
Just so.
it seems. So
If we can undo their compulsion, then we gain in number.
And our number is what shall win this fight.
Oh,
Galley, the Triton, steps forward.
It is not my place to speak for our people. I am merely sent to give aid. But if there are any missives you wish to give me, I will take them back to Amaye. Okanoa would... Onakona will want to hear all that is said, and if there are anything by sea that we can help, I would let you know that we do have successful raiding parties of orca riders that fly through the lands that have had great success hitting and running. So you do not need to form ranks and take on an army to army. There are many other ways to fight that we have found quite effective.
Breaker Vrond at this point stands up and
We have lost our city. There are many good people that did not make this journey, and many who remain captive back there. With its proximity, I would say that Vernder would be a good place to save, or to march on, or however you put it. There are many worth saving there that we could, and that deserve to be saved.
is there any way we can get the Zila Rakim, like, to them, or spread the Zila Rakim's influence to other cities?
everybody kind of looks around, and then you hear Gim's as far as my studies have gone, no, actually the Zeal Rakim all seem to have to be connected for some reason, as if I have theories, but the main one is that there's a singular sort of motivation or something. There's something singular about them that the monk fellow has tapped into to be able to make them do more than usual, but it seems to be that there's something in them that when you separate them makes them much far less effective.
Is there a way we can hold that connection for any distance?
Oh no, the instant there's any separation, they just, well, if they're not actively have a memory in them, they just turn dull and are just regular crystal. Achilles is I would also recommend that we research innovations and maybe find the next war machine that could turn the tide of battle or keep us safe. I believe it is something that is quite necessary if there is to be Victor or Suthra. I've not been in charge of anything for very long other than my own wagon train, which makes me curious. And she points to Zephyr. Druids, using them to grow food, things that we need for a siege that are beyond the wood for your boats. These things, I think, would serve better than in their time than fighting. We should collect all the druids we can and have them work immediately on supplying the city rather than fighting for it.
Well, we would need supplies to provide those extra supplies. We could do things like Druid Grove and Heroes Feast to bolster fighters on the front lines, but we also have quite a bit of area of effect magic that can decimate enemies before they get to the individual fighters for fighting. I think we're best served with the mages and supporting, because in addition to that, we can also heal while battling.
Healing is very important. I was just thinking of supplies, and if you say it is not
We did
attainable.
secure a decent amount of supplies from the harbor after we defeated the beast. There's plenty of meat
Meat,
to be had.
meat that will last for how long? Does not keep indefinitely. Is
Well, we can freeze it.
Can you?
Yeah, you can freeze me. As a druid, I have freezing ability. Maybe we can
Very
create
well.
an area or a room where we can keep things frozen.
And it might be worse, rather than having every druid that you can find do one thing, find out what they're all comfortable with doing. Some may not be fighters, some may want to
Sure.
provide food, others may want to heal, others may want to fight.
Absolutely, but I.
Provide a little bit of everything, but I should be on the front line, so I'm hoping
It was more of creating a company that if they wanted to, could do these things.
I think that would be a good idea, and they could start with supplies and helping secure supplies for everybody. But when the fighting comes, they would probably want to regroup into different areas based on whether they want to go into the front lines to help heal or stay in the back to attack from a distance. Like with the archers, maybe.
Very well.
I think we're just saying multifaceted strategy rather than black and white.
Absolutely.
Druids adapt to just about anything, to her.
It's at this point you see at the door an old figure, a very old turtle figure, kind of walking through. I'm so terribly sorry. I appear to be rather late.
Check him! I hit my true sight.
Looks like him. There was some.
A little green light, a little green thumbs up pops up over his head.
There was some strange happenstance. I believe, if I'm not quite mistaken, that I was sequestered. He kind of like, shunted into a pocket dimension or whatever. What did I miss? He's just looking around.
Does anybody have a greater restoration on them?
Oh, no, I don't believe there's any memories that have been stolen, my dear. But
They could have been altered, and you.
very well. And you see his hand glows, and he kind of closes his eyes, and then. No, I think I don't feel any different.
Okay.
And with that, the baby is crying, so I'll be right back.
Make another NPC blow a spell slot on a tree. He shows up to a war meeting late.
Well, he said he was sequestered in a pocket dimension. Like, Oh, hey, so
Well,
Cash, I was
one
told
of
you
the
would
doppels
make
was a turtle.
Yeah, and it would make sense that killing the person in control of the pocket dimension would therefore get rid of the pocket dimension.
Oh, he was one of the ones that was already done up. That's right.
Yep, 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 yep.
He's the
Also,
one who tried
I don't.
to spell
Did
me,
we,
but he didn't have his ring.
That's right.
did we mention anything about the gems for the dagger that we need?
No.
We don't need any more. I think it's ready.
Is it ready? Ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm like curious why we're talking about a long siege when like do we just
Well,
need to go
that's
click Bulbasaur?
sieges work
Well,
when
well,
there's
shit,
no
man. Why don't we
external
use
time.
Okay.
No,
dagger?
because we have not decided to get the other dagger yet. Because we wanted to make sure we actually have a viable base of operations before we do this.
I'm not saying that, but we can use it as a portal to get people like if we need to get large groups of people from one city.
But we would still have to do the wish for the other dagger. You need both of them to do that.
Yeah. No, I know.
And then
I'm
he
just saying,
knows.
like we have that option at least for the
Yeah.
future.
But then it's known that we have it. That's
Okay.
the goal.
And
Yeah.
it's on.
Yeah, I'm not saying to do it right now. I'm saying that we just got to remember that. Is all.
Yeah.
That's all.
We
I'm
also
saying.
need to.
guys, I also have transportation via plants. I can just basically open doorways to cities. Any
good.
city we've traveled to.
That has
and-
trees.
You can only get so many people through.
Oh no, it's actually, it says it creates a link um, for the duration any creature can step into the target plant and
The
exit.
duration is 1 round, dear.
How long is one round?
6
seconds.
Ouch.
That's enough to get a party through.
I think most I've heard of is like 50 or 60.
As long as they're all within 30 feet. No.
Everybody's holding a dash action.
But no, there's nothing wrong with after we get the other dagger using it like fucking Doctor Strange portals to get people where we want them to go.
Absolutely. All
But right now it seems like we still need to just
We do need to maybe have some scouts out to tell us where isn't fucked and where is though.
are you guys all having this debate out loud, or is this a sidebar?
No, you walked
No.
away. We were-
Okay, just double checking. Just double checking. Okay, so, and then so he uses his staff. So Tarrant keeps walking forward. Like, everyone looks quite serious, as if they've seen a ghost.
They just point at the doppelgangers.
He walks over and kind of pokes it with his stick. Oh, well, those are quite concerning.
Yeah, one was you.
Very concerning.
Yeah.
Well,
See if any more
unfortunate.
show up.
One thing I do remember is a scroll of some sort. Oh well.
What?
I used a scroll of some sort, and then I was sequestered, I believe, anyway, and now I'm here, and looks like I need to get a beer. And he kind of starts walking over to the thing, grabs his beer, and it's just kind of totters over to Breaker Verandas. Everybody kind of just watches him for a second.
Breaker, can you make sure he's okay?
Yes, I will. Yeah, I will, yes.
I mean, in more ways than one.
Yes, yes.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
And Raka, at this point,
I'm not being
Yes.
sarcastic either. I know that's just my voice.
I get that a lot too.
at this point, Raka's like, the area is fallen, and those who stayed behind, I believe, are dead. But the area is also a place of great knowledge which we were unearthing in its vast libraries. There might be knowledge of some sort there that could help us in defeating this great evil. But unfortunately, I don't have any concrete evidence to support this theory. I just find the archives being lost to us a great
loss, and since it seems we are one of those first hit, a great prize that was won with very little resistance.
Ogo is just going to stand up and be,
I have not been as I am now. Things always change, and I have tried hard to change with them. But the main thing that I would say is a curse can always be lifted, and the curse that takes this land is no different. If I found a font of magical energy before, maybe if we can find others.
and then the Vreeze speaks up at this point.
There is one of mine who has found some time magic. Apparently very potent. It is indeed.
Really?
Yes, he is. Said he found it in the Vatmany Ford. Now, the Vatmany Fjords, there is apparently a pocket of great time magic, where, in order to even learn it, he lost not only years of his life, but still has one withered ancient hand, much older than he is. The time dilations, as he says, around it are dangerous, but the magic is potent. It might even work against a god.
Alright, well, sounds like we need to check that out for sure.
At this point, they kind of all start looking around, and Bodrum looks to you guys, all of you, and Dawnforged. Is there anything that you can think of that this council might need to know, or any advice you'd give on fighting, as you seem to be fighting this enemy longer than the rest of us, and have recognised it as a danger long before some of us even had the opportunity to?
I mean, the very first step, and I think this you've probably already realised this, is that you really need to be making these monocles, and you need to make sure that guards have true sight. At least one person for every station should have true sight. You should have enough charges of true sight to last an entire day. You should rotate shifts, make sure that just you can constantly see who's coming from where, if you can.
Those
That's the
monocles
first step.
clarity are quite a complicated procedure, but I can get started working on them. You hear from
Yeah, absolutely.
Gipzak.
I had a couple of ideas for the flight. I'm sure being stationed in an underground cavern city is a bit of a new thing.
It goes against our very culture.
Well, that's the name of the game these days, adaptability. So, what I would like to suggest is to break up the flight into 3 divisions. Have a guard division, a messenger division, and a quick reactionary force. The guard division should be helping out with the walls and the docks, chasing down any kind of flying enemy that come in, but not extending past the enforcement, the range that they can be aided by the ground troops.
Rakat
Messengers will-
speaks up at this point. He's like, we could also use them to patrol the city from above, and if we have these true sight monocles, use it to weed out any of those who think they are hidden from above.
Well, and that'll be the third one. I'm getting to it. So I'm glad we're on the same plane here. We're on the same line of thought. I'm digging it. Messengers, short of the telepathic bond that Zarek might be able to provide, I think the facilitated very messages between commanders and certain positions and back are going to be Aarakocra flying through the city. So they'll need to mark flight routes because, speaking from experience, everything kind of tends to look the same from up there.
It's a shame we cannot use those rings and chain all together.
Breeze says.
Chain.
You said he can cast messages psychically or connect us we could create a chain of connected, then we could connect much more than just a single spell's worth.
That's true. We were talking about maybe doing that, and I think Zarek might be able to answer better. But real quick, and then the third, the quick reactionary force will be primarily uh, with the true sight. That's a great idea. But just generally patrolling over the top of the city, and they will react to reinforcements needed on the wall, Dopplers found within the city, needing help at the docks, any kind of disturbances that break out within the city. There's tons of different races here, and I'm sure having a guard force that's as diverse as the people that it protects is going to be really beneficial.
If we
Excellent.
notice the common theme here is work together as much as possible, as much communication and connectivity as possible to fight against this.
Aye, I can agree with that, Bertram. I guess the main thing that would... the main question I guess we need to ask is, do we prepare for siege and buckle down? Or do we take faith in attack and faith in scouting? And yes, Bloodscale. He points to you with your raised hand.
Well, we're talking about getting
Actually,
everybody together and on the.
Roll. Give me a Constitution saving throw as you roll your as you raise your hand like a child.
Oh.
Okay, you're good.
Okay.
Don't like that.
It might just be dragons forcing it to go faster for all we know. I'm trying not to speak out of turn here because I'm not the brightest. But while we're trying to get everybody on the same page and communicating together, what happened to all the robo people?
The Deliseric have gone about their lives same as any regular person. We we built homes for most of them. Well, unfortunately, many of them were outside of the city walls, so we're currently trying to rehouse them. The spear is stronger than I remember.
Maybe we should stop drinking until the meeting's over. Then we can party a bit.
I
Do they have to sleep?
the Deliseric kind of turns to Gerline and she...
Not really. We only require about a few hours, but we don't really sleep. We kind of, I don't know, meditate almost. Oh, aye.
You have nightmares.
Well, I haven't in a long time. Well, I guess I haven't. Gerdeline, who came before me, might have, but I've never had a bad dream.
I'm just wondering if you guys might be possibly somewhat immune, or at least resistant.
You are more closely connected to the Zila Rakim.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I'll have to ask around.
Did Krenzel ever say that I shoved a whole bunch of the weapons that were built for you guys back to him?
Krenzel? Oh, the blacksmith from Vernder. He did mention something about attachments.
Yeah. So when we first got here and kind of did our thing, you guys were being outfitted with weaponry, and I kind of like rage looted that all away, so that way we wouldn't have to fight a bunch of you guys.
Oh.
Rage looting.
I'm just being honest here. I know I'm not in the circle, but I mean, but I sent them to him through this cube, which I do pull out, and he told me he got them. So that might be a way to outfit you guys a bit.
I know he's offered to a few, but I don't think there's been anybody who's been able to make like an official. I'll see if I can put together a committee or something to make sure that the Deliserac are properly equipped.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta go visit him later anyways, so
Oh,
I
excellent.
can
Well,
ask too.
I guess let him know that you have the council
But if we
on
can get, if we
to
can
help.
get you guys equipped, and if you guys are resistant to this, maybe. I mean, if you guys got to expand down to make room, maybe that's kind of the lead force. If you know what I mean.
Oh, oh, yes, of course.
And I'm not like saying everybody has to. I'm just saying if you can, if we can round up some volunteers,
Hey,
it might be a good little squad to have.
absolutely. No, yeah, we can. We'll definitely can talk to them, see if we have any volunteers who are willing to be a forward I don't know, attack force.
Sorry, your kid.
Are you are you not willing to be a forward attack force? Is that what you're saying? You're staying behind and getting protected.
Look at
Eat
that
it.
goober.
It's about it. Jesus.
Alright.
Uh, Deadpool.
Yeah. I haven't done that
just-
in a long time.
I know, right? Just out of character, I'm like not quite sure how to keep going for or what we need from the meeting anymore. Does anyone?
So no, the meeting is wrapping up. Don't worry. I was just
I think
about to
we need
get to
to-
that one.
I think we need to tell them we have a way to take action against Vitor himself, and that we really only need to withstand the siege until we can.
But not reveal the hand fully.
No, hell no.
Yeah, because they're thinking they're gonna have to do this for years, when in reality, like it might be a week or two, maybe a couple months, due to timey wimey wibbly wobbly.
Yeah.
Okay. You want me to break it
So-
down, or-
The thing I would say is,
also, there's a chance that it might be worth helping them expand real quick,
yeah. Why is that?
because we already know that there's a force down there, and if we can thin out that force below,
It'll also
Makes-
cut off the Dopplers,
yeah, it would make
ingress and egress.
lot of
Oh,
things
right.
a lot
Yeah, we need to
Um,
find. You know what? At least we can find that tunnel. We'll get the bomb guy to blow it up so that they can't leave and sleep and get new orders.
and then so basically, wrapping up this meeting, since we're in a Deadpool moment, let them kind of know what you're planning to do so that they can properly plan around it. So that way you guys don't counteract. So if you're planning on, like you said, you're planning to go down, blow stuff up. Anything else you're planning on doing, like if you're planning on, heading to Vernder to save people, if you're planning to head to the fjords to get time magic, all the things that you need to do, so that way they can plan properly, is what I'd say the end of the meeting should kind of look like.
So, just to double check with everyone, we need to double check on Deep Delver Mine. I'd love to check out the time magic stuff. I think we need to close, like, try and find the cavern and cut off the doppelgangers from being able to sleep outside of the influence of the Zealer Akeem.
Yep.
That might just shut them all the way
Delver
down.
are, if I'm gathering this right, Cavern and Deep Delver are technically combinable.
Because Deep Delver's at least an hour or two away. I don't think
Okay.
if we take that back, I don't think we can hold it.
No, but what I'm saying is there might be underground tunnels that link to it.
Right, because the doppelgangers are getting their rings recharged somewhere as well, and they said that was for in Deep Delver, and then they also said they're going
They're-
underground to get their sleep in orders. So you're right, there could definitely be a cave that connects the two.
They
Well,
did say,
they came from Deep Delver.
yeah.
But they
They
also
went-
said there's a force underneath the city, right? And that they were going underneath the city to sleep, right?
Just to get out of range of the Zealer Akeem.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, but they also said there were
So,
tunnels down there.
to clarify,
So,
because this was not trying to be hidden from you guys, they are going to Deep Delver, getting the crystals implanted in their flesh for the memories that they can constantly skim no matter where they're at, and then heading into the city from there. To recharge their rings, they would go under the city, far from the Zealer Akeem, and in their dreams, they were having their rings recharged while they were dreaming and getting their orders for the next day, while having their minds of the previous day erased.
They're starting at point A, they're doing their work in B, and they go to C for a recharge.
Exactly.
Never go back to A.
Exactly.
Okay.
so there was a place where they said there were more things, was that Deep Delver or underneath the city?
I was underneath the city.
So there are more things underneath the city that we might want to take care of.
More agents
That'll
closer to
yeah.
Phobator and of greater power than doppelgangers.
You can go fuck them up, give them room to expand, and cut off the doppelgangers in just a couple of moves.
Yeah,
While the city organizes and prepares for the siege.
Yeah.
do we want to start there and then head towards time magic and finding that shit out? Or?
That sounds like the next step, yeah. And then after that, what are we gonna do?
It depends on where we want to prioritize rescue operations. As well.
I don't think we do rescue operations. I think we go for the head of the snake.
So too. Rescue and go straight to.
That's fair. Do we have any way of possibly sending a message to people in these areas without having to go there?
Sure, we can figure that out.
I can also check with the Azure Guard. There's a possibility they have a way to traverse the plains, and they could spread the word that there's resistance in Kern and that the night will end soon.
Right, because I mean, the enemy already knows where we are. There's no harm in letting anyone and everyone know if they're on our side to come to Kern.
I mean, yeah, because
Kinda,
Akadi,
we're
my
already
brother,
picking that anyways.
What's that?
We were kind of already saying that anyway.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if we have a way of spreading that rapidly, rather than in chunks.
as
I could make a song.
That has to still get to people.
quick invent the radio.
Gerdaline that was her proposal, was to send out people to spread information and pockets of resistance. You could change that into sending out people to tell them to you fucking hate this, go to Kern, if I'm reading
No, I
right.
mean, here's the thing: if they're doing pockets of resistance, that's fine too, because that spreads the attention.
Yeah.
It's just we need to find a way to actually get the word out.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, so we'll go ahead and Zach, you haven't said anything in a while.
Planes, right? And then Zephyr uses her travel through plants, and we just start throwing them through plant portals in every city we can.
That's a
I know.
high level
I got it.
spell for different things.
I got it. We have
Other NPC
No.
druids to do it then.
even better. We get the Aarakocra to carry giant logs as heavy as they can, just in teams. Then we transport via plants. We have the bomb guy drop the bombs out of the plants, and we have bombers. No.
Or we just
Or
find enough
leaflets.
people that can do like sending.
Sending.
We're
Right.
sending a spell.
Sending
We
Zach-
got people from a lot of places here.
Um,
Know a lot of people.
Molly, Zach, I haven't heard from you guys in a spell. You guys got any ideas, or doing all right?
Yeah.
All right. Zach, you all right
I
there?
don't have,
Okay.
I was thinking about taking sending one of these recent levels, and I did not. So I don't have long range.
You would still kind of need to know the people you're sending to.
Also true. I don't know anybody here.
I think I was more asking if you guys have any other ideas.
Yeah,
We
just
do
any.
have quite a few clerics from various areas. They can just try sending to. Oh, well, you know what? I haven't seen Tim in Kern yet. Let me see if I can send to him today. And oh nope, it'll be Steve tomorrow. And hey, that one cantaloupe lady from the market, I'll send one to her. You know, just any cleric from any city.
The cabbages.
I mean,
Okay.
other druids have travel through plants too. Maybe they could be some scouts or help out with that.
Okay.
Just because it seems to be the farthest distance traveling spell I've heard of anyway. I don't know.
Teleport is literally a thing that exists.
Do we know anyone who has teleport? Do they have?
Yeah, you wish.
You wish.
You also know that Tuza has an ability, because he gave you a scroll of it. It's called, what is it called? I think it's called Sanctuary. where it can pull up to 6 people back to a place that he has marked as a
Word of
sanctuary.
recall.
Word of recall.
Recall.
Yeah, he gave you guys, so you know he can do that, so he can be sent out and pull people in if need. Um, you know, as far as sending goes, that Gimzek is already on the docket of creating sending stones for you guys. Since you guys let
It's
him
just
know.
so these are just one of the things like we don't have to RP this. This would just be like brainstorm suggestions of rather
Sure.
than rescue parties, finding means of getting the word out with as risking as little as possible.
Okay, perfect.
We could literally send out the owls.
You send the owls with sending stones. So what the hell is this? Hello? Is that what you're saying?
I
Like,
mean, sending stones have a limited range, but they could still have notes.
No notes. Like they
okay,
literally just write letters because letters are a thing, and they just send out notes.
yeah. That is true.
Letters are a thing. You heard it
Places.
here.
We don't have to make it complicated.
Why would anybody write letters when we have
Okay.
sending stones and magic?
Sending stones have limited range, but the sending spell is really nice.
It's true.
We have already seen that they would go after animals too, though. So we'd be risking some owls. So we might want to leave that up to the owls.
Yeah, we can ask him.
We would ask them, of course, and let them know. What
Don't
the
send
danger.
Percival. He's a fucking goober.
He is.
Yeah, Percival stands with me.
Oh man, that's funny.
Percival has a very important job of watching over the school.
All right. So, we're gonna dive back into our piece so you guys can just summarize what you want to tell the council in like a few sentences, so I can know kind of what was presented. So, Cable, once we go back in. Yeah.
Thank you. She did perfectly.
All
They all understand.
right. So, they understand that you guys are going to first dive underneath the city to take out the force that is brewing there, while also cutting off the doppelganger's ability to sleep or recharge if there are any left.
Which will also allow possible expansion from Kern.
Exactly. Giving up on
Singular Akeem range.
perfect. Gonna give up on Deep Delver as it seems undefensible. The next step would be getting the time magic so you can stop time. And then the whole meanwhile, you're going to have owls being sent out to try to find people and let them know to either head to Kern or start the resistance, as this siege will not take as long and not be a long siege as you're planning on making a full-on assault against Phobator.
Or anybody who can just send messages magically back and forth between people they know in previous areas.
Perfect. Yeah. Oh, sorry. All forms of messaging being done.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
It's risking as little life as possible, but still attempting.
Okay. And so as you guys kind of wrap up these ideas, Bartram nods like, well, there you have it. It is our job to protect our people, all of our people, since we are all one people at this moment, taking refuge underneath the Zealer Akeem, these beautiful lights that stand over our city. It is our job to make sure that we keep as much safe as possible. And I, for one, am comfortable putting all of my faith in these adventurers. They've saved our city before. They've earned our trust. They've earned our reputation.
How many factions are here?
4. Or no, hold on. 1, 2. Actually, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 factions.
Does 6 include us?
No, 7 would be including you.
Oh, fuck. So I was looking at Mesnos' new thing. His Far Tribe thing.
That thing is pretty cool.
He would probably try to get 5 of the factions to write at least one of the leaders' name down. I don't think we need to do... Were you counting the school as its own faction?
No.
Well,
No, you
technically,
have
we can have Alcaeus be the messenger for Kern.
yeah. You
We have a
have
transcription bottle for that.
orcs, dwarves, hobgoblins, Triton, Aarakocra would be the main 5 that you could probably get away with.
Okay, well, we don't have to do the dwarves because we'll just do that through Alcaeus
Okay,
and label him as the official messenger of us.
perfect. So Alcaeus. Vreeze is the only one present for him. Galay's the only present for there.
Well, no,
So you have
Alcaeus
3.
doesn't have to write his name down, is what I'm saying. We'll use a transcription model like we've been using.
Oh, okay, perfect. Okay, so you've got Vreeze and Galay are the only representatives from their society. Do you want Breaker Vrond for the Vrinder faction?
I mean, that sounds fair.
Perfect. And then who do you want from the Eerie? Raka, Kururik, Ogoj, or Ratitik?
Kururik. You know
Come
you
on,
want
no.
to.
That's the
Oh yes, we can totally move our defenses over in that area.
No, technically, we could also do Tuza.
You can also do Tuza. Yeah. Do you want Tuza?
Because Mesnos would feel more reliable with being able to contact Tuza.
Perfect. So we'll add Tuza, and then I guess you have to do Dagoran for the orcs.
I mean, he's the only one standing here.
Yep, that's the 5.
And it's technically 6 people.
Now, do they have to be 6? Does that include the names that are already in his book?
No, this is
Okay.
a new page.
Perfect. Okay.
A new page appears in your Book of Shadows. With your permission, a creature can use its action to write its name on that page, which can contain up to 6 names. You can cast a sending spell targeting a creature whose name is on the page without using a spell slot and without using material components.
Perfect. Okay.
To do so,
So-
you write the message on the page, the target hears the message in their mind, and if it replies, the message appears on the page for 1 minute.
Super cool. All right. Is there any?
Then,
go ahead.
for the 6th name, just because he is Mesnos, he would probably see if Zephyr would do it, just in case they get separated.
Yep. I was gonna say.
Scribble, scribble, scribble.
So you get the signatures of all factions, so you can quickly and easily cast sending to them in times of need. Remembering the limitations of sending, so different planes would fuck it up, but for right now, things feeling good.
It's something at least.
yeah.
He will write testing to Braun.
To who?
Uh,
Breaker Vrond?
No,
Something
no, we
you said?
didn't do him because he was a. We were doing Alcaeus because he's a dwarf, right?
Alcaeus? No, Breaker Vrond from Vernder.
Oh
The
yeah,
half-orc.
so yeah, the Werner boy. So we'll do it for Breaker Vrond, just testing to see if he gets it.
You see, he looks a little confused, and then he looks back, and then and then you see on the page, it just scrolls out received, and it's in the same handwriting as Breaker Vrond.
Just a quick thumbs up from Mesnos, like yeah, it worked.
Perfect. Go.
Actually, no, he just holds up the book so everybody can see that it says received because everybody can read it. It's just like
Just nods, and everybody kind of looking very approvingly at this sort of engineering. You see, you know, the Oyster looks like, but like there's a few that are clearly out of their depth when it comes to magic, but it works well. To this point, Bodron is like, all right then, sounds like we've all got bits and things that we need to get started working on.
I'm gonna lean over to Lysair real quick. Are we not telling them what we're gonna do over to things?
Let's tell them.
No, I took it as you guys told them all of the things that you were gonna do.
No, like as far as being able to, we have a bit. Oh, I can do it telepathically. I don't even have to lean towards them. Like, are we not telling them that we are gonna go kick Bobator's ass? We don't have to do details, but we should probably tell them there's an engine tonight.
Absolutely. I was just-
Oh, I took it as you did say that, for the record.
Oh, I feel like
Sorry.
it would have been more like, oh shit, that's great. Not like, okay, business is just.
They're
you can kill
all-
a god? All right, we'll add that to the list. Right
No.
next to
God
wood
killer.
supply.
Basically, you get the feeling of most of them, they don't know what else to do, and you've chosen the option that's easier for them. It's hard to gauge for many of them whether they believe in you or not, or if they're just embracing this option and are going to use it as a stepping stone to, if you fail, to create something else.
Totally fine. I
Vrees,
just want, since we were doing a quick
Sure.
recap, I want
yeah,
to.
Vrees is he is clearly skeptical, but he's agreed to do whatever he can in his part. Go ahead.
Bloodscale would have just went, hey, we killed that fucking archdevil. We're well on our way.
We've already killed one demigod. Two? Is an archdevil a demigod?
I think it's more than a demigod, actually.
Well,
Okay.
archdevils are notoriously.
If you have any ideas or if you see any ways to help us in this goal, I definitely welcome any critique or offers of help for sure.
It's not that I doubt what you can do. It is immortality is a frightening opponent. It feels strange not to go on the offensive. It goes against my nature. It's more of a discomfort than anything.
That's
Look at it.
fair.
Look at
No,
it
no,
this way.
He's right though. We should research more about immortality and what we can do to overcome it.
Well, yeah, because we're gonna need to discuss detail on how we actually put talent to add on him. But as far as we're not. Don't look at it. We're not going on the offensive. We're just doing surgical strikes instead of an all-out attack.
The yeah, we will definitely be offensive. You like it?
She did.
Very well.
And then at this point, you hear from behind it, "There's too many of these fucking things. Fuck it!" And you see you watch Fendrick pull out this crazy looking wand, and he casts.
Yes.
And
What he cast? I see 86 here.
yeah.
He 86 something.
86. You're all out of here. Banned for life.
Summon a Tarask.
Let's see what an 86 does. So with an 86, you see all of them. His eyes like suddenly like wash over with arcane knowledge. He's like, "There, that's done it. I now know what all of them do." And then
Amelia's calling bullshit.
all of them, do you?
All of them.
what's on this page? Being a real dick. I guess I haven't opened it in like 6 years, but that's okay. There we go. Okay, and then. That one.
This is
Six. Why do you say that?
It's only Uza and I have seen this wand in action, and it is fucking.
Last time this wand was in use, we met the bitch,
The bitch.
Oh, I missed this. Yeah,
and I got my ear.
So we shit stomped the beholder and nobody believed us.
By making him laugh his ass off.
Kiddo, I need you to calm down. Okay,
So sad.
8d6. So as he says, "Ha!" This flash of light explodes in his face. I need everybody. Let's see. He'd be pointing it. I would go hit his head, so it would be. Yeah, pretty much everybody.
Shit.
I need everybody to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh no.
Oh, wait a minute. Shit. He has to make.
Hold on, there is an oh, wait a minute.
Sorry, okay.
She is not happy.
Sorry. Continue with your dex saving throw.
You gotta have advantage on effects I can see.
Yep. Okay. So,
Since I gotta like
You're way far. You're far away from me.
really far away
it's
from
a
him.
so as you see this blast of magic go off. Let's see, it was how many? Here we go. 26.
I'm not sure it's worth it. He's gonna do it.
So, actually,
15 for Mesnos.
you watch as it pulls all of this arcane energy out of Fendrick, and as it does, is it balls up and it explodes outward. It hits him in the face. It hits Mesnos, but before it gets any farther than that, you see he passes out as the magic pulls all of it from him, and you see he just kind of sits drooling into his lap.
Okay, real quick, Mesnos actually got a 16 because I used the second dice skill. Let's see how that's whose name I had pulled up.
Still fails.
It's fine.
Yeah, and you see he's just sitting there drooling as they pulled
Oh
all.
god.
Knew what it was.
That's
What was that?
37 points of damage to. All right, what kind
ooh,
of
I'm
damage?
gonna head over there and give him a healing hand.
Also going to do some healing hands.
Let's see, and that was a 4, so.
To cast healing word on him, says I can't.
Wait,
Okay.
who's all taking damage first?
Just Mesnos. The spell petered out as it pulled too much magical energy out of Fendrick that he didn't have, and so you see that it only went about 10 feet out before it petered out instead of its full 60-foot cone because he had a natural 1 on his con save.
Oh my god, what's wrong with him?
You don't know. He's sitting drooling in his. He starts to cry now.
So 24
24
he points of healing. And
to
I'm gonna
Mesnos or Fendrick.
I just looked, but isn't the spell save 15?
No, the spell save is 20 from the wand.
Oh, 20 from a wand. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it uses. Sorry, that's just the. It's 20. It's a weird thing, but it's 20. Yeah.
so 24 to Mesnos,
Perfect.
because I'm sure Zephyr's gonna help him out here in a second.
I'm gonna heal Fendrick real quick with these words.
Perfect.
Hey, buddy, you okay?
I forgot to see what type of
I
damage he
cast
took.
Dispel Magic.
Spell magic. Okay. He's still drooling. He has icicles blasted off of his face, just hanging off of his face.
Is it he's wounded or he's under some kind of magical effect?
Both. Zarek, go ahead and roll an Arcana check, Zarek. You can roll a medicine check if you want to, Zephyr, if you want to figure out what's going on with him.
Yeah, like to.
Perfect.
8 on Arcana.
No idea. Whatever device he used was not stable and blew up in his face.
Oh, look at that.
All right, 23. Yeah, you'd recognize this as the effects of. He seems to be not only suffering from, severe frostburn and stuff from like that, frostbite from the wand going off and doing cold right directly into his face, but he's also suffering from the effects of feeble mind.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Restoration, but they don't have.
Anybody?
Uh,
Anybody got a-
Enough restoration.
greater restoration, anybody?
Yeah, Tuzo got it. Tuzo. Oh yeah, no, I can. And he flies over really fast, and he's super excited. He's like, and he looks around. He's like, by the power of a cutty, and he reaches his hand. Lightning hits his hand, channels down, and he's just puts his hand directly on the forehead of Fendrick. And you see Fendrick, fucking thing. As he looks down at his wand. I don't know why I bother. I just don't know why I bother. I'm just. Anyway, do you wish to know what it all the rigs have?
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
also
Stop it,
33
fix
points of
Mesnos.
it's also 33 points of healing for Fendrick.
Oh, thank you. Oh, I feel well.
Hey,
Mm,
fix
what?
Mesnos.
Fix Mesnos. Good.
Greater restoration for Mesnos, for the boy.
Oh, Mesnos didn't get simple-minded.
I thought you
Yeah,
said
no, the way you were wording it, you said.
Sorry, no.
single-
Mesdos got hit by the prismatic
Okay, no, that's
spray,
fine. He's just like,
but not
"Ow,
the
fuck."
feeble line because he wasn't. Yeah, he was just
so.
hurt.
2 4s. That means he's got 10, 13 plus to his hit point.
Perfect.
Honestly, he's feeling better than before he got hit by that.
Fenrick's looking
Ow,
all right.
Okay.
All right. So he's like, all right. So this one, he pulls up. This has 3 modify memory. Tosses it to. He puts it over to the side. 3 modify memory. This one has 3 commune. 3 commune. This one has 3 dream. This one has 1 dream, 2 mislead. This has 1 telepathic bond left in it. And the rest have either been used or have been corrupted in some way. I don't know exactly, but yes. They still work, it seems. So, all in all, I'll go and put this in chat. Spell rings hold.
Commune. Anybody want to talk to Phobator? Talk some mad shit?
Well, you don't have to commune.
Whoever.
Go to sleep.
Communes. Oh shit.
You really right.
Wait, what? Did it not post right?
6 modify memory, 6 commune, 4 dream, 2
I was
mislead.
talking about my thing.
Oh, gotcha. Ty, how are these broken up into the rings though?
So it'd be, let's see, 3.
Sorry, I know that's not.
No, that's okay.
It's just because we're gonna have to use the physical objects.
3 mod, 3 mod, 3 commune. I'll put this in. 3 commune. Then there's one that's just 3 dream. Then one that is 1 dream. And then there's one that is 2 mislead. And then one with 1 telepathic
You
bond.
could fucking Thanos hand this.
Yeah, exactly.
Is there any way to get more attunement slots?
You can always wish for them.
Oh god.
You know, I
That's
tried
one
to
of those-
get them in the Feywild, and you wouldn't let me.
Same. I was also of that idea.
Didn't we have to do other stuff? For some reason. Oh god,
Well-
it was so that we could have the final plan.
So we wouldn't have to go looking for the other one. Yeah.
Just don't call it. Just don't call it the final solution. We'll be okay.
I
What's the final countdown?
never entered my mind.
All right. And as that's at this point, Barton's like, well, let's be done with explosions and we've got the plans, kind of, we know what we need to do individually at this point. Why don't we actually just drink and talk about the memories of those who didn't get to this point, or to those, let's talk of something positive rather than...
As long as we can send out some searching parties for everyone who was a doppelganger.
Oh, yeah, if you...
We'll find them pretty quickly, I think.
Right. Do you guys want to take that? You seem the most qualified the hunter of the doppelgangers at this point.
I just mean not to catch more doppelgangers, but to find the people that they duplicated. That's all. Just need to
Nice.
search their homes, search anywhere that they frequent.
Sure. All right. Yeah. We'll send out guards and messages to. No.
No, I'm quite sleepy.
Where should we look?
I would start with their homes. Look for any sort of stone chests that you can find nearby their homes or places of work. Places where these people are often seen or like to hang out.
All right then. Very well. We'll send out messengers. So he kind of looks to some of the guards and gestures, and they leave the room. In the meanwhile,
You find.
aye, of course. How long do you think you'll be staying in Karen before you take off to your next step?
I look at the team like I don't fucking know.
Couple
Well, we were
days.
gonna help clear out below Kern, so technically that's Kern for a little bit if you think about it.
All right. Oh,
We have
there's
some people to visit. Zephyr has to visit Helmata. I'm gonna visit Krenzel.
aye. All right. In that case, I'll speak to you all later. Thank you again. I think we might stand a chance. Right. Hey. And then, he just kind of nods to you and then starts drinking heavily, deep into his cups. And then, all right. At this point,
Any idea where Rash disappeared to?
oh, hey, Rash hasn't been coming to meetings at Zolk for quite a while. He's kind of sequestered himself in his home. Tiny little place.
That's a guy we're gonna have to check. Did our cart show up?
Oh, I said the interest of the city. Kept it all nice and shiny for you. House is doing well.
Good, good.
I don't. It's weird. The stable boy recognized it and was like, "Ah, grid tippers" or something weird. Like, he said something about that.
He's
Yeah.
not wrong.
I
Oh, I gotta go to a tavern.
I mean, the last kite's always a good choice. It's been rebuilt since last year came.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
I
never a
have
bad
some
thing.
people to I have some people to communicate with. Wink.
Why do you say it like that?
Why'd you
Well,
make
it's
it
because he,
weird?
I mean, the dog just doesn't want everybody to know he's like calling Robin.
I'm sorry.
It's just been like, I just gotta go to the tavern. I got some business. And you could just left it at business. We'll work on that.
I have business to tend to.
Yeah, there you go.
Much better.
Oh, my business is my own.
Too far.
Now you're
No,
getting a little edgy.
Attend to it.
Oh, don't want to be an edgy rogue. That would be not break new ground here.
Lawful good adult.
All right then. And then he kind of just holds his mug up to you and then starts kind of mixing in with the other people. You hear around you different stories of what people have been through, catching, a lot of people speaking of terrible dreams that they had and waking up with, physical marks from it. You hear Vernder there's just in passing, some sort of great panicked rush to escape the city. The orc, who's been standing mostly alone, grabs your arm, Ulu, as you start to leave, and he's like,
You were chosen, and chosen champion. And there are those who do not leave Vernder, thinking that you would return. There are those here that still believe in you. Do not prove them wrong. Come see us before you leave.
and you see the white of his hands that is grown over from Yurtis's blessing does not affect you. You do not have to. It doesn't reach into you. You feel no poisoning effects, but his kind of dark, coal-like eyes look into yours as he just nods and then lets go of your arm. That's where we'll go ahead and end.
Hold on, I have one quick question.
Sure.
Do I notice if anybody has the words "baby stand" carved into their arm?
God damn it! No, they don't. Not everything's a JoJo's. Yeah, it is. It's fine. No, we'll go ahead and pick up here. Now we kind of have some directions to go. Gay meetings and dead people and
Why would I carve
truths.
baby stand on my arm?
All right, bye everybody.